Three kingdoms enjoy a fragile peace. You begin by saving a princess from a bandit leader and proceed to take part in a friendly tournament between representatives of each kingdom. You're given a narrated overview of the game world at regular intervals and are faced with weighty choices which could influence the course of events in the game. I've just been describing Fire Emblem Three Houses, right? No, this game is actually triangle strategy, and it's undoubtedly inspired by Fire Emblem. Presented in beautiful HD 2D, Triangle Strategy is Square Enix's take on turn-based strategy in a medieval fantasy setting. You'll command an army of units comprised of different classes and fight your way through challenging skirmishes as the game's rich story advances. Triangle Strategy has too many similarities to Fire Emblem to list, so it'd be easier to say what it does differently. Firstly, your units take turns in a predefined order akin to games like Worms, and are automatically selected for you when it's their turn to move. There's no confusion about turn order because it's clearly shown at the bottom of the screen, so you know exactly which unit will move next, giving you plenty of time to plan your strategy. I found myself accidentally trying to select a unit at the start of their turn, a force of habit from Fire Emblem I suppose. Units move and attack in the same familiar way, but there are a couple of changes in the mix. Firstly, unit stance is set at the end of each turn. You can order each unit to face one of 4 directions, and this matters a lot because any unit that's attacked from behind receives an automatic critical hit. This encourages you to go around the enemy and hit them from behind, whilst also making sure your own rear guard is covered. Of course, if you go too far, then you'll expose your unit to a lot of damage from the enemy army, so there's plenty of room for cunning tactics here. Some units, such as Anna the Spy, can move twice in a single turn. This means you can either attack twice, or perhaps get in, deliver a critical hit, and get out before the enemy can counterattack. Triangle Strategy also has a mechanic that seems to be inspired by games such as Fortnite of all things. Units attacking from high ground receive a considerable advantage, and terrain has different heights across the battlefield, encouraging you to find the best spot from which to attack the enemy. This goes a step further than the forests and hill tiles found in Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem has historically struggled with linked attacks. In other words, attacks where one of your units is supported by its nearby allies. In Fire Emblem Awakening, the pair-up mechanic was so powerful that it was arguably broken, and it was considerably nerfed in subsequent games. In Three Houses, for instance, the mechanic is still there, but it's far more subtle and less powerful. Triangle Strategy takes its own unique approach to this. If you attack an enemy while one of your units is on the opposite side of the foe, then the other unit will perform a follow-up attack, dealing extra damage.
Hello, me!
It's simple, it's balanced, and it works. Triangle Strategy features full voice acting for nearly every line in the game.
I see. I admire your optimism, even if I cannot say I share it.
Which is a nice touch, but since it's competing with Fire Emblem, this is something it had to do anyway. Where it goes further is in its story. Now, Three Houses has a very rich and intricate plot with lots of dialogue cutscenes, but Triangle Strategy goes even further.
If you must bray at each other, then do so back home.
In fact, the only way to describe it is an abundant preponderance of flowery dialogue. Fans of medieval drama will certainly not be disappointed here, and the voice acting is unquestionably of a high standard, but some may tire of the endless cutscenes and excessive amounts of interaction between the characters. Indeed, the game even pokes fun at its own writing at certain points.
A much more entertaining event than my endless speeches.
Seriously, it took me around 3 hours to get past the game's second battle, and most of that time was cutscenes. So, whether or not this is a point in Triangle Strategy's favour is something for you to decide.
I do so love interminable speeches.
At various points in the game, you're given options to choose from, which affect your convictions and may decide which units join your army later on. They also have a small effect on the dialogue. For example, at one point you can choose to compliment some bandits instead of giving them a stern threatening.
You two bear a striking resemblance. Might you be father and daughter?
You got that right. This is Trish, my pride and joy. She's a chip off the old block, ain't she?
There are also other hidden parts of the game that can be found through talking to NPCs in the game's exploration sessions, which see you walking around on foot through small but beautifully rendered areas, chatting to townsfolk and gathering healing pellets and other trinkets from shiny item spots. The game's art style is beautiful but simple, harking back to the Super Nintendo days. Some players will enjoy the nostalgic sprites and animations, but others may prefer the more fully rendered character models found in the Fire Emblem series. There are also no battle animations aside from simple pokes, swipes or particle effect flourishes, although one positive side effect of that is that battles feel more coherent and flow more naturally without constant animation interruptions. So in conclusion, if you're looking for a fresh take on the turn-based medieval strategy genre, and if you enjoy the HD 2D art style and intricate fully voiced plot, Triangle Strategy might just be the game for you. Although Fire Emblem is still my favourite overall, I enjoyed playing Triangle Strategy and give it a solid recommendation for anyone who's considering it based on its merits.
Your orders?
My turn. Realize the gulf between our skills.
Here I come.
Your wounds are healed.
My thanks.
Let me show you what I've learned. Flames, heed my call! The hunt is on. From this range.
How annoying. It ends here.
Yeah. Victory is within
What
reach.
have we here?
This is the end. Victory is within
What
reach.
have we here?
A new power.
I shall try my level best. Your defense is weak.
Too slow.
Tomorrow is a new day.
Your wounds are healed.
Now!
This battle is ours. Goodbye!
My old wounds flare up again. I can fight no further.